So, the Chapter 2 remix season has concluded and we are 2 days away from going all the way back to Chapter 1 Season 1. I'll probably stream it. The OG. To compare remix to OG last year would be unfair because last November was the most fun I have had on the game in a long time, and I only gave it an 8. The same as Chapter 5 Season 4, which is ridiculous. I agree with what I said in both videos, but I think the scores need adjusting. OG gets bumped up to 9, and Absolute Doom goes down to a 7. But now, Chapter 2 Remix, where will that slot into in terms of score as we discuss whether Chapter 2 Remix was worth it? Much like OG, the Battle Pass was shortened to be half the levels with remixed skins from seasons of that chapter, although this one definitely features heavily on the earlier seasons of Chapter 2, and by that I of course mean the first 2 and only the first 2. Oh well, they are still good skins. The first skin is the Chaos Director, who is a female version of the Chaos Agent and supposedly his boss, as Director is a higher rank than Agent. Or am I thinking about names of Fortnite skins too much? It's like I'm actually back in Chapter 2, making my theory videos. Oh, what a time that was. But back to the skin, it is clean and looks good and very similar to Chaos Agent, which is what they were going for. A very sleek looking skin and with the ability to choose between your preferred clean look with black and white styles, and this skin was a great start to the Battle Pass. Next was a 1-ball skin. Similar to 8-ball and Scratch, the skin is meant to be representative of a pool ball, and honestly, that's really cool. It adds a bit of colour with yellow to the all black of the 8-ball skin colour scheme and honestly looks really good. After that was Undercover Sky, the only skin in the past that I actually wore this season, and she's obviously a great skin, in my opinion. I'd place her above Summer Sky but below the original Sky skin and Winter Wonder Sky as well. Still, a good skin and a fine addition to the Sky roster. However, I am a little annoyed that Ice Spice was the one at the shark and not her, but still a good skin. And our tier 50 is Meowdus, a Cat Midas skin. This is honestly brilliant as it combines 2 fan favourite skins into one, and the end result is really goofy but still so fun. I honestly don't have anything else to say, it's just a cool max tier skin. Our bonus skin is a variant of TNTina called Dynamo TNTina, and honestly just a pretty basic skin. Yeah, it's an upgrade from the original, but I'm still not an overly massive fan of the skin. It just feels a bit bland and basic in my opinion. It's certainly a solid pass, and I'm grateful that they kept it Fortnite original with the skins, not including any of the wrappers, leaving them to the item shop. Overall, a decent pass, and I'm going to say it was worth it, especially since it was so easy to complete as the XP was broken this season. And that leads into the gameplay. This season saw us back on the Chapter 2 map, specifically what would become the Season 2 version of the map as well. Honestly, the best version of it in my opinion. Throughout the season we would get new locations of the M&M Grotto, Ice Spice Shark and Catchy's Corner return, which was obviously a Season 3 location, adding to the Yacht, the Rig and the Dog Pound. They all come with their own versions of the mythics as well. Snoop Dogg's drum gun in Dog Pound Agency restored the drum gun to its former glory, having the same stats as the original Midas one from 2020, and it was absolutely incredible. Eminem's minigun is fun, switching it up to fire off the lyrics of Rap God as you shoot it, which is a first and really cool for a gun. It's just also extremely broken as well. Ice Spice's AI is just what Sky's was, extremely fucking broken. However, the grappler is a downgrade in my opinion due to the ice, as well as the fact normal grapplers are also in the game and much less hazardous. The Boombo, no one cares about, but the Piao Piao heavy AR certainly wasn't terrible. Like OG last year and in Reload earlier in the year, there's just something so much nicer about using the pump shotgun or the tac shotgun and the standard AR and SCAR over the overly complicated modded weapons the latest chapters have given us. It's so simple and I honestly prefer it for someone who just wants to hop on and have a bit of fun. But the remix version of the chapter just didn't quite hit the mark for me like OG did, because I was excited to go back to Chapter 2. Like what they did with OG for Chapter 1. The original, but not exactly the original, but it was still close enough that it felt authentic. But the rappers just didn't allow it to hit the mark for me, but it's still really cool and I'm glad the live event will get to honour Juice WRLD, and that brings us on to exactly that. This concert event was really cool, with all the rappers having their own segments, with Eminem's being my favourite, fighting a version of the mech from Season 9, and the event ended with a nice tribute to Juice WRLD, before we're magically transported to Chapter 6 with Hope and Jonesy. While I wish there was a bit more relation to the story, it was still a nice end to say goodbye to the rappers and Juice WRLD. For that, it was certainly worth it. To wrap up, this season was fun, despite the remixed version. It was fun to play. I personally would have preferred a non-remixed version, where more like what OG was last year. But I'm still grateful to have played on the map again, and Chapter 6 is good, and OG is in 2 days, so I can't wait for that. Remix gets a 7 out of 10 and a worth it from me. Peace out.